40 plus horsepower is fun if you're riding straight or up a hill, but is it really making you a faster and more confident trail rider? Well, in this video, I want to show you why, if you're a trail rider, having a faster bike is making you slower. First, when you have too much power, the rear tire is a lot more likely to break loose. Why is that? Well, when you give it a little bit too much throttle, the rear tire starts to spin and it shoots dirt up, which looks cool, but once your tire starts spinning faster than it can accelerate your bike, not only are you losing acceleration or momentum because it's spinning, but your rear end is more likely to slide out, which can force you to let off the throttle, or if you keep going on the throttle, your bike is gonna slide out and end up with a low side crash. Or if you keep going and let off and then it gets traction again, you might swing back forward and then too much and then get thrown off the front, which is a nasty high side crash. Reason number two why too much power might be making you slower or less confident is a whiskey throttle crash. So a whiskey throttle is when you, again, give it a little bit too much throttle and you're not using the right body position or riding technique, and your body starts sliding off of the back of the bike, and what happens is you try and hang on to the handlebars, and you can accidentally continue giving it too much throttle, and you either fly off the bike or you hang on and you fly right into a tree or right off the course. And this can be extremely intimidating because if you ride into a tree, maybe your first or second ride, this can really scare you because it can be very painful, and if you don't get hurt, you don't want to do that again, but you don't know how to control it. Reason number three is having more power can be a lot more exhausting. And why is that? Well, when you have more power on tap, giving it a quarter throttle on 40 horsepower versus a quarter throttle on 20 horsepower, the bike is going to be a lot more snappy and jerky. If you don't know how to anticipate what the bike is doing by using a positive riding habit, which I explained in another video, then the bike is going to feel jerky and you'll be constantly pushing and pulling on the handlebars. So, and even if you're absorbing some of that, it's just going to be more exhausting than a slower bike because you have to use more energy to hang on to the handlebars. And this is especially true when you get into a tighter trail or more technical trail. Maybe you're going around tight turns and you have to be very smooth with the throttle, because if you give it a little bit too much throttle, it's gonna want to jump out from underneath you, and you got to use more arm and hand strength to pull yourself back up on the seat. And doing that is it's like doing a pull-up when you're sitting on the seat. And I don't know about you, but I can't do that many pull-ups without getting exhausted quickly. And reason number four why more power might not be best is it's harder to prevent crashes because you're focusing on taming the power of the bike rather than focusing on learning the proper techniques. So how do you know if you're trying to tame the power of the bike? So if you keep telling yourself while riding that, oh, smooth throttle, smooth, got to stay smooth so the bike doesn't wheelie or jump out from under you. Well, if you're constantly focusing on that, that means you have too much bike and you can't focus on other things that are often more important. Now, don't get me wrong, throttle control is very important no matter what bike you're riding, but if that's what you're mainly focusing on, then this is a major sign that you have too much bike syndrome. Now, it's generally more of a problem with us guys, but I see it in girls too, is thinking they need more power to have more fun or to ride faster. But this may not be best. If you want to ride faster, ride safer, and increase your confidence faster. It's like trying to put a 16-year-old that just got their license in a brand new Corvette with 450 horsepower. Can they drive it? Yeah. Can they drive faster than like a Toyota Corolla? Yes. But they're more likely to crash or get in an accident because they don't have the experience to keep that power under control, which means that their risk of getting in an accident greatly increases. So what's the best way to ride faster while reducing the risk of injury without having to ride more? The answer is learning and forming positive riding habits. And if you want to know what they are and how to do that, check out this video right here. I'm Kelly Fager, and I want you to be a better, safer, more confident trail rider.